one of your fellow subscribers requested a live feed this morning. I don't even know what to talk about. David, hurry up and get here. You requested this. I even grabbed the charger. I just realized that I've got a whole stack of coasters over here that I've had for a very long time, and I thought we threw them away. Good morning. Who's here? One second. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Told you, I'm back. Holy shit, Nico ate it. What got you out of bed this early in the morning? Not gonna lie, guys. Yesterday, talked with Neves. I was getting dressed to work out. I did not work out yesterday. I felt like shit. I feel like shit today. I don't know. It just didn't feel good all day yesterday. And then it got worse. I wanted to work out in the morning, but I had so many things I had to do in the morning. But there's this. That's good. That's a good cup of coffee. All right, David. David at Hiking with Viking wanted this. He texted me last night. He said, oh, we should do a live feed in the morning, so this and that. Texted him. I said, going live in a few minutes. No response. This is the live feed he wanted, but then again, he pays me $15 a month, so he pays me $15 a month for this, so if he asks for a live feed, I mean, I'm probably gonna do it. I gotta do shoulders today, and my shoulders hurt. What's everybody got planned? All three of us, four of us. I mean, no, monkey, bad monkey. Back at work, I am not. Don't know. I don't know what's gonna go on. Dance, monkey, dance. Oh, I wanna watch. I just wanna lay down. I wanna go back to bed. But I know I've gotta do this, and I do have to shoot a video, and I need to work out. That might not happen though. I honestly don't feel good. Conference call hell. I remember those. Are you working from home? That you're on a conference call, or are you at work, back at work? At home. Whole schedule changed for the week since the customer wants product. Tomorrow we're gonna try and ship out the knives today. What are you talking about, the knives? Wait, what are you talking? Wait, Nico, I'm lost. What are you talking about? Whole schedule changed for the week since the customer wants product tomorrow. Going to try. Oh, those knives. I got you. I thought you were talking about you did knives for a customer. I was like, oh, cool. I think I may have actually done the NCC. I think the NCC did get done in a video and did the touch. But I'll go back through and look. You'll have to send me the info on it. I don't remember anything about it. Fuck, Portland's been almost a year ago. I thought for sure I did it in a video. I know we talked about it. That wasn't it. Did you get that Portland or did you get that at Cali Custom? or Vegas? Cali? Oh, that's the Cali. That's the trip to Cali, the Cali Custom Show where we stayed at Matt's parents' house instead of your place last year. Yeah, that's right. That was fun. That was a fun trip. I'm waiting on David. David wanted to do a live feed so he could talk about something. He's like, hey, we should do a live feed in the morning. He was really stoked. I got his Roxy back to him. So I got his Roxy back to him. He was really stoked about it. He's like, hey, we should do a live feed so I could talk about the Roxy. I should have answered him last night, and I didn't. I answered him this morning. Like, literally, here's the thing. Like, I answered him back, yeah, we can do a live feed. I told him we'll do it this morning. Literally like 2 minutes before I started the live feed. He probably didn't even get the message yet. QSP Penguin, this is what I'm shooting. Today is the giveaway video for this. It may go up today with this, but I think it's probably gonna go up tomorrow. Yeah, and that's gonna be tomorrow's content. And that's just going to be the video that goes up because it's going to be open to everyone. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I haven't decided if I'm going to shoot it yet. I had so much trouble with the last giveaway. Like literally took me weeks to give away the last thing because no one entered. I like the Spectre. The Holt Spectre is a really nice knife. I like that. And then any of Brian's knives are great. They're always well done. Even like his production stuff. Guys, I'm gonna put it up in the community tab. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my prototype pictures got released by Artisan, and I put them up myself as well. The prototypes for the Sea Snake, for the production version of this. I wish I had a little bit more handle material to bring those handles up a little bit further. Yeah, they do look nice. I should be getting them. I should be getting the prototypes soon. And my first disability check. I officially am a ward of the state during all of this. When do they go live? What do you mean? I haven't even gotten the prototypes in hand yet, bro. I haven't even handled one yet. So, I mean, they haven't even done the production run yet. I have not even gotten a prototype in hand. So it's still going to be a little bit, bro. But from what I understand, they really want to jump on it. They think it's a really good design. So it should be up soon. They're going to be available on Amazon too. That's going to make life a lot easier for people because, you know, Amazon's a reliable, like, overnight vendor. Like, hey, we can get these quick. And so a lot of people will go that route. Plus it gives it a lot more exposure. Like knifecenter.com. Most people aren't going on knifecenter.com, but if you're on Amazon, there's a chance that you might get some what do you call it, interest adjacent items that show up. Like say you buy something that's kind of outdoorsy, well, my knife might pop up. And you're like, oh, hey, look at that. Affordable knife. That looks pretty good. Let's get it. Blue Jean micarta. That's the way to go. I don't know why more companies aren't doing that. Oh, fuck. I'm just over the day already. I'm just over it. Like, oh, fuck, I'm so done with today. It's not even, I haven't even been up an hour yet. Fuck. It's not tomorrow yet. It's fucking ridiculous. Where'd you get them? Drop? Okay, I gotta let Luke know. He wanted one. I got stuck. Nice. That's good to know for everyone here. Why isn't resin used in more scales? Resin has a tendency by itself to crack. It's really good for artsy stuff, but in use, like something that's going to get like a lot of damage, especially if you're using like, have you seen the guys that do like the epoxy resin, wood on each end and it's like clear in the middle? That's great, but epoxy does not like to bond to certain things and stuff like that, and it's susceptible. A lot of the resins are really susceptible to UV. Like if you had a kitchen knife, let's take a look. You guys know where I stand in my kitchen to do this. Those kitchen knives are going to get hit with the sun real quick here, and so then you get all kinds of things. Like epoxy resin is cool for certain things, but it ages, it yellows, stuff like that. It does look cool, but it doesn't stay that way for long. I saw some other people. Yeah, just like he said, it gets brittle over time too. So unless epoxy by itself is not ideal. Epoxy with something in between that's binding it together, especially something that's really porous. It does good with wood, but I'm gonna put some epoxy. I have some burl wood, and I'm gonna cut it into pucks. I'm gonna cut it into like cookies, sand them down flat, and then I'm gonna stabilize them, but they've got some holes in them, so I'm probably gonna put some resin in them too. Nice. On mass drop for this. All right, there you go. And on a medium to fine ceramic, good toothy edge on that D2, this thing is a really good work knife. Really, really is. I just sharpened it yesterday. I touched it up on my natural Arkansas stone. The only thing I've got with it is I've been using it a lot. I have to retighten the pivot. So that's not a big deal. I'm probably gonna just Loctite it. The only reason I haven't Loctited it was because I don't want to get Loctite on the handle material and soak it into the handle material because it'll leave a stain. And I like the way these look. There's nothing wrong with, it's like combing your hair before you go to work. Drops, shipping. You know what? I've heard a lot of people say that. I have never once had a problem with anything from Drop. I've bought some stuff from Drop. I bought a keyboard. I've obviously bought some knives. I've never had an issue with stuff coming from Drop. But the stuff I bought was all stuff that was like after the initial drop, and they had licensed it and stuff like that, so that it was a Drop product, like the Falcon, the Gent, those things. That I've never had a problem with shipping on that. But then, like I said, I never bought anything that Bro, are you sure we're not related? That's a very me thing to say. God, I'm getting gray, guys. Look at all that gray in my beard. Getting old. It's happening. A lot of it is this. I guarantee a lot of it's stress. I don't know what's going on. I don't know when I'm going back to work. Didn't know when I was going to get a paycheck from the government. I got my first disability check that covers all the way back to the second. So I mean, I was like, I was stressing, guys. I really was. I was trying not to show it here, but estimate for a Espada edge estimate for a convex edge on an Espada XL. We'd have to play that one by ear. I think the last one I did was like 45. I did that for a guy in Missouri. I did that great big XL Espada, and it was, yeah, I want to say I started at 45 for him, and then I had to do some reprofiling, so it was, but his was in, was it San Mai? I don't remember. It was not hard to sharpen, but due to the size, I did charge him extra. So, I mean, I'd say we'd start at 35 we started at 45 and then figure out if there's a lot of reprofiling that needs done on it. That would be my estimate, I guess. You know, because there's some things that like recurves, and I got a guy I've got to respond back to. He sent me, he's got a double edged and a recurve, and he wants me to take the dagger to 12,000 grit. And I'm gonna say something that, like, I don't recommend 12,000 grit for much anything except a showpiece. So if you're gonna have like something that you're putting on a yeah, absolutely. But if it's something you're gonna carry and use, let me do I know I make less money on it, but in all actuality, I think a good 3 to 5,000 grit, 3 to 8,000 grit, and then stropped. 10,000. Actually, I like 10,000 on a lot of knives too. So that 12,000 grit level is like, that's what people that like office, like if you're just carrying your stuff in an office, yeah, 12,000 grit's gonna be great, and it's gonna look cool, be all shiny. But like this won't go above, I think this is a 2,000 grit. It's 2,000 grit edge yet, and I know it's 2,000 grit edge because I sharpen it on these. So, yeah, just like, what do you use your knife for? And people are like, oh, it's stupid. You shouldn't tell people that. Tell everybody you want 12,000 grit. You make more money that way. And I was like, yeah, but I get a customer and he needs a 3,000 grit for work, and I sell him on a 12,000 grit, and then he gets to work and it doesn't do what he wants, then he's not going to use my service again. Well, here's the thing, like a mirror polish actually, I've explained it a bunch of times. I'm not doing it again. No, it doesn't. I actually find that like edge retention, the super fine stuff does not like to cut as bite as well. What you're feeling is the fact that that is a coarser edge and it just feels toothier longer. If you polish it, what happens is there's less surface exposed that's rough for the abrasive materials to bind and like to rub on. So it actually glides through easier and it will stay sharper longer because the abrasive. So 12,000 is too much. It won't cut. It doesn't have the tooth. Some of your lower grits are too coarse because then that leaves the area between the micro serrations too thin and they break off. And so you try and get you try and find that happy medium. That's why I like that's why my first tier is like up to 8,000 grit. That covers a lot of that working area. And then 10,000 grit, like if you're in an office, 12,000 grit, that's fine. I just got a notification that a wrestler was found. Gee, my shoulder really does hurt. I wonder if I pulled something the other day when I was working out. It did hurt while I was working out. I hope I didn't screw this shoulder up. Maybe we'll go a little light today. Yeah, I mean, well, and the other thing too is how is the polished edge done? I can get a pretty polished edge on 1,000, 2,000 grit. You've seen the Norseman, how polished those are. Hang on a second, guys. I gotta get a tissue. My nose is running. My allergies are killing me. Allergies are killing me. What'd I miss? They're good, but there's also a lot of inconsistencies with their sharpening out of box. I personally, my favorite out of the box edge is oh fuck, Nico, help me out here. What was the company we talked about it? And they do paper wheel. They finish everything on a paper wheel before it leaves the factory. We talked to them in Portland, and their knives were like really, really sharp. No, not Cold. Cold Steel's edges are usually pretty good, but they're inconsistent. Browse's edges are usually pretty good. I can't remember. Nico and I were talking about it. No, not ProTech. Microtech, however, Microtech edges are usually really, really good. I have yet to sharpen Dude, we talked about it with him. Was it White Mountain Knives? The guy at White Mountain Knives that had he and I fucking were both in competition for the best new fixed blade. He had that crazy fillet knife. Was that White Mountain Knives? I can't remember. No, Eric does an okay job, but he uses, yeah, that's what I think too. It was the guy over at White Mountain Knives. Eric uses a Wicked Edge. What is this? I can hardly tell the difference. Yeah. Yeah. So 12 of us here and only 6 likes. Just saying. Yeah, it's really hard to say. These guys, $24 on. How does Three Rivers? I don't know. A lot of people I know Bob Terzuola uses a paper wheel. That's how he finishes his edges. So, and I'm not gonna lie. Bob's knives, I've handled a lot of Bob's knives from Bob, like out of his pocket. That's how Bob just touches up his knives. He doesn't have a strop. He just goes out to his garage. Like if he's got a knife that he needs to sharpen, like his kitchen knives. He told me that like Sue will just hand him like 3 kitchen knives. Here you go. And he walks out to the garage, he turns on the paper wheel and he just touches them up on that, almost like a power strop. And that does give you it gives you a very, very bitey edge. But the problem is you get a good bit of friction. So there's a chance, your edge may. Hey, Alex, what's happening? So the guy that won the fire kit yesterday. So I'm just going to let you guys know what happened. It's going to somebody else. I picked another winner. And already contacted him. The problem was, I said I would do international, but the people would have to pay for shipping. And with it being, no, it's not you because I can't send it to South Africa. That was the problem. He was in South Africa and I talked to him via email and he's like, I'm really excited. And I was like, here's the deal. I will get it to you, but you've got to pay the cost of shipping. I was like, I can't. I just got my paycheck. The first money I've gotten in well over a month. So I was like, I just can't send it. And he was like, I completely understand. He couldn't afford it. So it's going to someone else. So it's still going out. I wasn't going to do the big rigmarole of another. That fucking giveaway was a murder. But the QSP Penguin giveaway, I'm going to shoot probably today. I gotta figure out what's up with the shoulder. I think I'm gonna shoot that this morning and then work out. I can't tell if I'm sore or if I hurt something, because I have been doing a lot of stuff around the house, not just working out. Because it hurts weird, like this one did before I had surgery. So I don't know if maybe I pulled or tore something. My shoulders are pretty well fucked anyway. A Reddit AMA. I don't even know what that is. No, I don't Reddit. My sister's a mod on Reddit. She knows the people that fucking founded Reddit. But I don't Reddit. I go to other websites where I can find weird shit that is offensive and horrible. Oh, hell no. There's an entire... Okay, bro, just so you know, there is an entire section of Reddit, Nico knows this, devoted to people that just don't like me. I have my own subreddit of hatred. Like people are like, that guy's an asshole, this and that. Like I have my own. So no, I'm not gonna do an Ask Me Anything on fucking Reddit. No. That would be an awful idea. PDM's over here going, let's do it, let's do it. My buddy calls that OSS. That's dumb as hell. That's dumb as hell. I was looking for that the other day and I don't find it. So it may not exist anymore. That subreddit may be gone. Who knows? Actually, he's the one that doesn't like pissing people off. He's the more conscientious and empathetic part of me. So along with the stupid ideas comes this, oh man, let me just stop and help that puppy. I'm like, fuck you. No, I got to get where we're going. There's he'd be much less inclined. He'd be much less inclined to be an asshole. He's the one who's like, so it's not always poor decisions. Like there's a lot of poor decisions that I make, and he's like, hey man, I don't think you should say that. Why? They're family. I don't think you should say that to them. Just saying. He also has a lot of he has a lot to do with the creativity. We're talking. I think I'm getting sick actually. Oh, well, I'm not telling Old Navy stories on here anymore. So that's more of an Instagram thing where I can't get demonetized and get my fucking memberships taken away. And then you guys would suffer because I tell stupid stories on here. I can't tell her I got allergies or I'm getting sick. My mom has got a horrible cough. I talked to her yesterday. She's got a horrible cough and laryngitis and stuff, and I'm worried about her back home in Ohio. Good morning, dog. Would you like to come here and take your medicine? Come here. I'm doing okay. I'm just tired. I'm tired and not. I honestly last night was the first time that it really kicked in, and I was like, yeah, I really miss being able to do stuff. Yesterday was the first day. I mean, we've been social distancing for what? I was doing it for a month before I left work. I was only going to work to and from work. I've been doing it for over a month here at the house, where the only place I go is to groceries and stuff like that because I have the respirator. But last night was the first time that I was sitting and I was like, man, it would be nice to just go and sit down and have dinner at a restaurant.
They're making kids, well, some of the links are opening and they're making kids skate with their masks on. So imagine how do you breathe?
Well, imagine that you're not going to go because if you catch it, then I catch it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it spreads in the cold, so I can't go at all.
Yeah, that's true. So, open, chin up.
There's no point anyways.
Chin up,
It's
open.
still illegal.
So yeah, I'm talking with my daughter. Some of the ice rinks are offering ice at exorbitant rates, but it still goes against the county's policies, and they're going to wind up getting in trouble. So the rinks are offering ice time. They're offering ice time at like crazy prices. What was this? Okay, what are you guys talking about here? They're opening restaurants in New Hampshire for outdoor seating. Yeah, but I mean, like for me, I can't go until they figure something out preventative wise or other stuff. I can't really do any of that stuff because of my autoimmune disorder and the meds I take. Speaking of which, next Monday, I have to take my shot again. And so that's the reason I'm not working. It's not a physical thing. I have an autoimmune disorder that I take immunosuppressors for. And gave myself an injection every 2 weeks. They're in the fucking refrigerator. And so they're in the back. Oh, you guys can't see. They're in the back there behind the fucking chicken broth. And so, I mean, basically we're playing it by ear, but I mean, I'm on disability until like fucking August because, you know, last thing I need is to catch something that's gonna fucking kill me. But I mean, then the wife and kid get the insurance money. So, I mean, financial woes are gone. She forgot to charge her headphones. You wanna use mine? They just died. Well, just run without them. Charge them for like, you got 5 minutes, charge them. I'm sorry. I didn't intend this to be it. You guys are hanging out while I'm talking to my daughter, but this happens. It's a live feed. It's not a scheduled video. So I forget what we were talking about. But yeah, I'm definitely more dead than I am alive. I have my military insurance, and then every time anybody offers me that free $2,000 insurance policy, like nothing, no money, I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. No, you don't want to upgrade? Nope. I got like 10 of those. like 10 or 20 of those. The fucking paperwork's like, because you can get it. Like your bank will offer it to you. Your credit card company will offer it to you. Your fucking AAA will offer it to you. Fucking VFW offers it to you. Random companies will just send you like, we'll give you $2,000 free fucking insurance. And I'm always like, all right, well, all you need is a signature? No money? Oh, there you go. You can give me $2,000. You can give my wife $2,000 when I kick off. I've probably got like 10 or 12 of those fucking policies in the fucking, and they just send you the policy paperwork. And I think they're good for like 5 years or something. PDM stories on a farm. I think I told you guys most of the stories on the farm. Did I ever? Because like I said, up until about fucking 18 years ago, PDM was just the only mic you got. I mean, basically. Let's see. I think I've told you guys all the stupid farm stories. I think I've told all the stupid farm stories that could have. I can tell you what my grandfather did one time on a farm. Poor Decision Harry, PDH. My grandfather was mowing. So you've never seen the old house. Well, you probably did in some of the videos when I went home to see my dad. And then my daughter and I went on a walk and we went past the old house. You leaving? Mr. Martin. But at any rate, it sits on a big flat area, but there's a great big hill that leads into the bottom we call the barnyard. And it's a big hill. My grandfather would mow that. And well, he was push mowing and he was pushing the mower down the hill just where it was too steep to ride the riding lawnmower around that curve. And he was pushing it down and then pulling it back up the hill. And he'd push it down and pull it back up the hill. And he slipped as he was pulling. His foot went under the lawnmower and he damn near lost his foot and was in the hospital for a while. And then got all upset that they wouldn't let him go home after they sewed his toes back on. He was a tough old man. I'm not gonna lie to you. He was a tough old motherfucker. Crusty old dude. Had two Purple Hearts in World War II. Came home, became a fucking farmer. And I never understood, like, people never messed with anything on the farm. And I didn't really realize what kind of person, like how tough my grandfather was until I got older. You know, you don't realize it when you're a kid. He's just your grandfather. Same with my dad. I did not realize how incredibly tough my grandfather was. And it made sense why no one fucked around with our property. You're like, I watched him knock a cow out one time. Yeah. You don't realize when you're a kid, but as you grow up, you're like, Jesus Christ, that's almost inhuman. That's almost super fucking human. What was that? A cow. Yeah, a cow. A cow. He knocked a cow out on the farm. Punched that motherfucker right in the forehead. Watched its knees buckle. And I was like, I was old enough to realize how fucking double tough that was. You're like, I'll be over here for a little bit after you're not so angry. Oh, that one's not open yet. Yes, a cow, a bovine creature that produces milk, knocked it the fuck out. That's where I get these from. These are definitely my grandfather. My sister and I were talking about, I sent her a picture. She's like, oh my God, Michael John. She's like, you have got our grandfather's hands. And I was like, yeah, I don't have hair growing out of the knuckles. My grandfather's a big, hairy motherfucker. Which is funny, because his name was Harry. Harry F. Stonebrook. Hey, it was big. Sorry, I have to access my coffee, and you happen to be sitting on it. Huh?
That'll work.
That'll work?
Just long enough for you to run?
Yeah, they were at 3% yesterday.
Well, look-
It lasted for like an hour.
Like I said, if it doesn't, you can always borrow mine. You'll just have to connect them. Okay. Be careful. Stay within screaming distance. Coffee. No, Cayenne. No. You're not going.
That is crazy. He could also do weird. He could also do shit. He had this hatchet. No one knows what happened to it. He had this old school wide bladed hatchet that had the octagonal hammerhead on the back and a fucking like a wire cutter nail puller in the middle behind the. So you had a hammerhead, and then the blade came down nice and real broad like a tomahawk, but then it had a cut for like a nail like puller, and that was the sharpest fucking hatchet I'd ever seen in my life. And he could use that, and he made shit out. He would fucking make stuff out of this hatchet, make stuff with this hatchet, and fucking then he would use it like a draw knife, and he made all kinds of stuff out of wood with that hatchet, and it looked like he'd used a plane. Like he could use that hatchet and just clean it out. And I was like, how the fuck do you learn how to use a goddamn beat up old fucking 1930s hatchet like a fucking full on woodworker set? Asked him. I had a class project that was due one time. I was like, "Hey, Grandpa, I gotta ask you about the Great Depression." I was like, "What was the Great Depression like?" He's like, "Great Depression." He said, "Well, boy," he said, "we was already pretty depressed. Didn't affect us much. We didn't even really notice." Yep. It's a lot of where I get my attitude of like, look, just keep working and everything's just gonna be fine. Because that's what he did. They didn't have fucking shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Guys, I've eaten possum, groundhog, fucking all kinds of shit that like the dog would tree and my grandfather would shoot it and we'd cook it. What the hell was that sound? Back up. What was that sound? Is Isabel out here? Was that over there? Yeah. Oh. I was like, what happened? Something happened in my neighbor's garage. I thought something fell in my garage. What were we talking about? Oh. Like, we didn't have shit. I grew up eating government cheese and subsidy peanut butter and stuff like that. I got some friends from like New Jersey and shit, and they're all talking about government cheese, and I was like, well, you know about government cheese, white boy. I was like, motherfucker, we lived on government cheese. Big block and the fucking silver can with the peanut butter, and they're like, what? I was like, government subsidies was not reserved for fucking guys in the hood, boys. Poor old farmers and shit use that shit too. They're like, could you make a grilled cheese sandwich with it? I was like, no, you can't melt that shit. They're like, that's definitely government cheese. I love squirrel stew. I'm not gonna lie to you. Groundhog was one of my favorite things. If we could get a big old groundhog, which, okay, other people call it prairie dogs. These are a little bit bigger. They're just like big fat prairie dogs. Groundhogs. Dude, fucking on the grill, and you put some vinegar and butter in a fucking, melt some butter in vinegar and put it in a spray bottle and just spray that while it's cooking with butter and vinegar while it's on the grill. Fuck yes. That's how I do chicken too. Spray bottle, a little bit of butter and some vinegar, heat that up, melt it together, keep it emulsified, just spray that shit on your chicken. Oh, so good. But, I mean, we grew up, I was like dirt floor poor. Literally, we fucking had nothing. We had nothing growing up. We were poor as shit. And that's what I get upset about, like socioeconomic fucking statements that people make, like, oh, the crime in the inner city is like this because everybody's poor. I was like, I'm not. You're like, oh, it's a socioeconomic thing. I was like, I grew up under the same circumstances. And yes, did I do my dirty shit when I was growing up? Yes. But So do squirrels. So do rabbits. They all carry it. It comes from the fleas. They don't actually carry it. They carry the fleas that carry the bubonic plague. You don't catch bubonic plague from groundhogs. You catch it from fleas. There's a lot of rodents and animals that carry the flea that carries the bubonic plague. They're not necessarily they're an intermediate for the bubonic plague. I think I put too much water in that fucking coffee pot again. I think I'm just about to overflow my coffee cup. Ooh. It's gonna be close. So, I mean, I've eaten rat and all kinds of other stuff, foreign countries. So, like, everybody's like, oh, coronavirus because they've been eating bats and rats. And I was like, dude, they've been eating that stuff for thousands of years. Like, oh, this coronavirus is because Chinese people eat weird stuff. Chinese people have eaten weird stuff since the fucking dawn of time. Scorpions and bugs and stuff like that. Japanese people eat fucking crazy weird shit too. Asia has got a weird kind of food thing going on. And so people blaming the wet markets for, that's not where it came from. That's not where this came from. All mammals technically can, but usually it's going to be it's usually rats. Because rats carry, okay, if I remember it right, rats get infected, the fleas bite the rats, then the rats go to other living creatures. So the rats will actually carry the plague. The fleas catch it from, or eat the blood meal from the flea, and then they get the bubonic plague bacteria in their gut, and then they bite another creature and it transfers to the humans as the bubonic plague. It's one of those parasitic born illnesses that you get from shit like that. I'm gonna drink this cup of coffee and then I gotta take the dog out and I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for the day. I have to go pick my car up today. Ooh, I have to do my registration today. I took my car and expecting to have to spend like, I was like, I'm gonna have to drop at least $1,000 to figure out and fix what's going on with this car. Oh, Dong, everybody dies. The day you wake up, your first day, you start dying. Some of us just do it a little faster than others. It's not a race I want to win. I've always thought, I heard it said, the movie The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas, like everybody's like, you never really like worry about like how your life's gonna end. I was like, you never think about that? And I was like, no, because there's nothing I can do about it. And then they say it in the movie. It's like the old father wove the skein of your life long ago. You can't avoid fate. And I was like, huh. It's a valid point. There's nothing I'm gonna do that's gonna change my eventuality. So why sweat it? I don't worry. I don't think about how I'm gonna die or if I'm gonna die or when I'm gonna die. I don't think about my mortality because there's nothing I can do about it. It happens when it happens. I just hope I'm not on an airplane and it's the pilot's time and then we all have to go with him, because that would be unfair. That's what my sister told me. She's like, well, you're always going to be older than me. And I was like, yeah, I'm good with that. It's you being older than me it's a bad thing. There's no way I could enjoy that. I've got a friend that has a kid. Let me preface this by, I have a friend that died that has a kid that is now, the kid is older now than he ever was. He died, he had gotten married. I want to say this was, the pilot thing? Yeah. I want to say that he was 4 years in to his tour. He had just got married and his wife had just got pregnant and had their kid. And then he was second class at the time. He just made second class and he got hit by one of the LCACs, one of the hovercraft, and it killed him. we were out doing operations, and we'd do operations for a few days, and then we had time on the beach where we were hanging out. We were doing joint operations. I forget what country we were in, but we were hanging out, and his wife came, and that was the worst because somebody had to go to her hotel, their hotel room that they shared, and tell her that her husband had just died because they were doing, basically they turned that trip into a vacation for them to spend together. A lot of Navy guys will do that. My wife came to Singapore. You'll know you're going to be in port for a week. I just would request leave while in port. And then I just didn't have to do anything. My wife came, and we spent that entire week together in Singapore. And it saves half of the cost. All we had to pay was my wife's ticket, not mine, because I was already there. So a lot of guys do that, and he had done that. And I want to say we were in Thailand when this happened. And his wife had come from Japan to Thailand, and somebody had to go out to the hotel and tell her that her husband had been killed. So they have a kid that is, what was he, 22 at the time? And their kid is now 25. So his kid is actually older now than he ever was in his life. The kid never got to see him. She was pregnant at the time. The kid has never seen his father. I stay in touch with his mother. I stay in touch with the mother and him. I was really good friends with this guy. Yeah, that sucked. That was rough. I was like, I had just joined the Navy, so this would have been, well, 26, 27 years ago. Yeah, but I mean, that's the whole thing. Everybody dies. It's the eventuality in life. Everybody's like, oh, life is too short. I'm like, really? Life's too short? Tell me one thing you're gonna fucking do that's longer. Life is too short. No, it's not. It's the longest thing you're ever going to do, by definition. It is the longest thing you will ever do. Period. Life's too short. I think that statement should be revised. Time flies. Enjoy yourself. Don't waste your life. There you go. But saying that life is short, that's ridiculous. What was the other one? What was the other one that used to irritate me? Life is too short, and then there was another one. I don't know. Don't worry, Alex. I lived enough for any 3 lifetimes. I fucking definitely, I mean, you guys see me now. You don't see the me of 15 years ago. I didn't fucking care. I've said this before too, and it's true. I would rather take years off my life than take life off my years. It's just how I live. That's how I decided I wanted to live. And I'm not, like, I don't do the things that I used to, but I've modified the things that I enjoy. I like spending time with my family and things like that. So people are like, oh, you're a homebody. And I was like, motherfucker, I did things at 20 that you haven't done yet in your 40s. Just fucking find what makes you happy and just do it. I never checked the mail. You guys want to go check the mail with me? Let's go check the mail. Watch out. Back up, dog. I don't think... Hey! I think I know what this is. Mail time. Let's see what... I don't remember. Okay, I am not going to lie. I did get alcohol. I had been without alcohol for a while. I got alcohol. I bought some Coors because it was on sale, and I hadn't had a beer in a few days. And Poor Decision Mike showed up, and I think we did some alcohol-induced shopping. Yes, we did. We ordered pickled Polish sausages from back home. These are amazing. If you guys have never had a pickled Polish sausage, fuck, you guys you're missing out. So I eat the pickles, the sausages, and then I boil eggs and I put them in here. Hang on. You'll see. I pickle eggs for my daughter. She loves pickled eggs. So these have been in here for about 2 weeks in the refrigerator. Just brining up, getting pickled all the way to the center. That is what is known as symbiosis. Two creatures sharing and taking care of each other. I get the sausages, she gets the eggs. Works out. Very little waste. I'm not throwing away the brine and I'm not throwing away the jar. Symbiotic. Not probiotic, that's that shit that's in your yogurt. I went back, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I went back and I watched some of the live feeds that Nico and I did, like in Las Vegas and things like that. I wish that I could capture that humor every time, because I'm not gonna lie, I've never watched my videos very often. Pickled eggs. You just put, so these are pickled sausages. Sealed, okay. These are pickled sausages that they make in Ohio. And then you eat the sausages and then you keep the brine and you just throw eggs in it and you pickle the eggs. And pickled eggs are something that I grew up with because we were poor. It's a good way to make your stuff. Pickling things makes it last longer. Cabbage got turned into sauerkraut. Cucumbers got turned into pickles. Eggs got turned into pickles. Beets got turned into pickles. We had pickled beets and stuff. And if you couldn't can it, you pickled it. My grandmother had all these pickle crocks that would sit up on this. We had what was a back porch. It was actually a summer kitchen. Like it had counters and stuff. A huge big area, and they would put plants out there because almost like a greenhouse. It stayed warm, but not hot like the inside of the house, and not cold like outside. And basically, they'd sprout tomato plants there. My grandmother would pickle stuff out there. That's where you took your shoes off to go in the house, hung up your jacket. And she had big pickling crocks out there all the time. She would make sweet bread and butter pickles. Oh man. And I've tried. I followed her recipes and stuff. I cannot pickle shit. I mean, I could probably pickle shit, but I can't pickle any food. That was not a drunk purchase. That was just a, hey, pickled sausages. My sister had sent me the first jar, and they were really good. So they have a spicy kind and a regular kind, so I got one of each, just to try them. But those are made in a place back home in Ohio where we used to take, so when we would go deer hunting, we would take our meat there to get it processed and turned into deer burger and the venison steaks. They would do the butchering, and then they would do the cut you the steaks, and then they would take any of the other leftover meat and they would turn it into what's called trail bologna. It looks like Polish sausage, but it's bologna in the middle with some other flavor. It's trail bologna, and it's a thing where I live, and people love it, but they'll do it with jalapeno and cheese. Oh fuck, it's so good. Trail bologna, you just put it in the freezer, you just break one out and you cut it up and eat it on crackers, like the venison bologna, the venison trail bologna. It's so good. Sausages, we'd do a lot of our own butchering and grind up a lot of the meat and make like deer burger. Deer's really lean. So what you do is you have to add fat, more fat than you usually would with beef. A lot of times we would use pork belly and just pull some pork belly out of the freezer, and we're grinding up the venison. You just throw in a handful of pork belly, unseasoned, just fucking, just some of the fat like off a fresh side, or, just that, like a big chunk of fucking pork belly fat, like bacon fat that hadn't been cured, and just throw it in and grind it through with it. Fuck God, some of the best burgers you ever want to have. Elk. If you cut elk with another meat, usually you get a pretty good flavor too. Elk, and I like bison. So I promised David a live feed, and he has not come in yet. This was his live feed. I texted him. So you guys can go find David, find one of his comments, go, hey bro, what's up? Wasting an hour of Mike's time. Just fuck with him, mess with him, just a little bit. I mean, in his defense, I didn't give him much of a warning. I was like, hey bro, let's do that live feed. Click, going live. He might not even be up yet. I was talking to him pretty late. What was that sound? What'd you do over there? What the hell was that? I So, what's everybody doing today? I'm gonna actually, it's so many things I want to do. I still haven't sharpened Nico's left-handed ProTech yet because it needs to be an actual full-on, you guys start to finish watching me fix this incredibly chiseled. Can you see it? Can you see how asymmetrical that point is from here? I don't think you can. So I need to do that, and I want to film the whole thing. But I also need to film a giveaway for the QSP. I still haven't shot the video for the Cowan E7 headphones. Yeah, a lot of stuff I want to do today. Working out is one of them. I just fucking can't get myself going this morning. I got 2 cups of coffee in me and I'm not ready to fucking do anything yet. I haven't even taken the dog for a walk yet. Fuck, it's almost 9. Take the dog out right after this and then I'll fucking figure out what I'm gonna do. I can't shoot videos right now anyway because you can, as you can see, the way the light has come in this time of year, I forgot about it. This time of year, it screws up shooting in the kitchen. I'm probably gonna set everything up and start filming videos out in the yard again now that the sun has shifted. Like this time of day it'd be fine to film in the yard as opposed to in here. That was the whole, I think that was the whole reason I did it, was the time of year that I started doing the live feeds in here. The light was weird out there and then it switches because the weirdness that I get. The sun rises right up over this way. So, all right guys, I'm out of here. Keep your eyes open. There'll be a video go up tomorrow. I have 3 videos already shot. I just have not decided which one of them is going up tomorrow. So there's 3 videos already shot. I want to see which one I want to put up tomorrow. One of them's fairly short. So yeah, I will talk to you all later. Take it easy. See you next time.